Hi everybody, I'm John of Communicate with Command. And in today's video, we're going to learn about creative thinking in general. Now this is a little bit different from the other videos in my creative thinking series. I have specific videos coming out about creativity in writing, creativity in speeches, etc. This one is actually about creative thinking in general and how you can accomplish it too. So I hope you watch through to the end of this video to get those tips and tricks. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click that little subscribe button down below for me. Pretty please, I need it. Welcome everybody to Communicate with Command. Let's talk about creative thinking. In all my years of teaching, 14 years of teaching college and university level students, I taught communication courses. Almost every semester, every quarter that I taught public speaking as well as something else. And in public speaking, I very often gave my students some crazy assignments. If you're a former student, you know what I'm talking about. But I would very often do some silly activities just to get those creative juices flowing and put into practice some of the formats that I taught them for speeches. So as an example, I might give them a children's nursery rhyme and then crack the nursery rhyme. Like for instance, Cinderella, the story of Cinderella. Okay, tell me the story of Cinderella if her shoe was a tennis shoe instead of a glass slipper. And then they'd have to write a story about how the whole thing was different. The whole Cinderella story was different if she had lost a tennis shoe instead of a glass slipper. And the number one question I got, other than how do I overcome nervousness, which is the number one question out of everything, but the second most frequently asked question in public speaking classes was, how do I get creative? How do I do this? I'm not a creative person. I'm not a creative thinker. And like I mentioned at the beginning here, this is about creative thinking in general, not specifically creative writing. So I'm going to have a whole nother video on that. Make sure you look for that one on my channel, please. But creative thinking can be accomplished. You have to work at it. It's not easy. You have to think about things. And that's really what it's about, is active thought. You have to be conscious of it. You have to really focus on creating new solutions to existing problems. That's what it's about. Let me give you a couple examples from my own personal life. Okay, so a couple of years ago, lightning struck my house and it fried all my electronics. Fried. Zzz, fried. Television, microwave, toaster oven, alarm clocks, you name it. Everything was fried, except for the washer and dryer and the air conditioner. Thank goodness. But instead of replacing the television in my bedroom with another television, because I always got a crick in my neck and I was tired of that, looking at the television sideways, lying in bed, then I thought, why not mount it on the ceiling? And so I actually got out a sheet of paper and a pencil and I started sketching out some designs for how I would build a mounting bracket to be able to do that. Then I thought, that's a lot of trouble. That's a lot of work to actually drill into the ceiling and find the beams and make sure it's... No, there's got to be another way. And I thought about it and I thought about it. Every day I made an effort to think about it throughout the day, frequently throughout the day, until I came up with another solution, a projector. So I bought a miniature projector, hooked it up to a DVD player, and now I can watch movies projected on my ceiling, because it's on my nightstand. Just turn on the little projector and there's the movie above me. I can watch a movie and fall asleep. The entertainment center you see behind me that holds a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays, I looked at getting one this size that would hold that much media, in a catalog would cost me probably $1,400. I'm not kidding. So I built this one. I built it for about $200 total in materials and paint and everything else. Less than $200. Less than $200. And it's got all kinds of cool stuff, like a little pocket for my game controllers or my external hard drives and all that kind of stuff. It's got plenty of shelving for it. It's got another big rack down here that I could put bigger items on, box sets and stuff like that, pictures. And it has a space on the top you can't see, but has a lot of room for other pictures and stuff up there too, like a little special shelf for stuff like that. It's about thinking about new solutions to problems that you have. Not just going with the first thing that comes into your brain, but really consciously thinking about other solutions. Think about practicality. I'll give you another example. I recently retiled my shower. Well, built a new shower from scratch, really, but me and one friend of mine built this shower. I'd never done tile before, and it turned out great. It's a huge shower, and we were putting tile on the walls, and we got up to almost the height where the shower curtain rod needed to be, and I thought to myself, you know what? I hate the fact that shower curtain rods always fall down. Always fall down. Unless you bolt it into the wall, those spring-loaded ones, they never work. There's got to be a way to make that work. And then I thought, after thinking about it for a while, if it sat on a little ledge, I wouldn't have that problem. So I thought I need to make a ledge. How am I going to make a ledge? You know how tile that meets the floor has a little bump that comes out? It's called a bullnose. I thought that would make a perfect ledge if you turn it upside down. So now it has a little bullnose that comes out and then a flat surface across the top. And I put one of those on the wall and then a regular tile above it, so it just has a little ledge. And I have one on the right side and one on the left side, so there are two little ledges that the shower curtain rod sits on across my shower. I haven't had a problem since. No shower curtain rod falling down. Even the spring ones, don't have to worry about it. It has a ledge. It's all about thinking about new solutions to existing problems. I'll give you one more example. One more. A friend of mine runs a peanut farm. I grew up in South Georgia, tons of agriculture in the area, and my friend runs a peanut farm, and she was worried about how many peanuts they lose during the collection process. This was some years ago. And it's back when I had a career doing computer-aided drafting and design, and we were doing mechanical design in school. And she described to me the system by which they collect the peanuts. And I thought, well, we can certainly come up with something better than that, that's more efficient at collecting these peanuts. And I thought, okay, so what's that peanut plant look like again? And if you've never seen a peanut plant, they're bushes. They're kind of viney, but they are bushes. So the machine actually pulls them up out of the ground, and then the peanuts get in the hopper, but a lot of them drop off the sides and fall out. So we thought, you know what? Anytime you run a vine with something, even though this is a bush, anytime you run a vine or a bush over the edge of something, the edge knocks everything off, right? We thought, what can we use that has a little ledge like that, an edge that we can knock all the peanuts off? And got to thinking, what metal thing has what about a trash can lid? So we actually went and bought a new trash can lid. We turned it upside down, has a perfect ledge on it, perfect height. And then we thought, okay, we could put a motor on this and make it rotate. So it's constantly spinning on this machine, and we can angle it like this. So all the peanut bushes will get pulled up over it like this. Okay, but now how are the peanuts going to get out? We can't cut a hole in the middle, because if it's angled like this, they're all going to fall to one side. And this is going to rotate constantly. And then we thought about cutting out a strip of that ledge, like that big rectangle, so that it rotates, but then occasionally that rotating blank will get to the bottom, and then all the peanuts will fall out straight into the hopper. Right there, in a perfect little spot. It's about coming up with creative solutions to existing problems. Okay, last example for you. Last example. Uh, after my college years of taking drafting and design, I worked in engineering for a while, and I helped design robots at M&M Mars Candy Company. Yeah, you know, M&M's melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Combos, little pretzel or the cracker with the cheese inside. So I'm not responsible for the flavors, but for the M&M Mars company, I actually created something and got featured in a magazine for it. It's because I was creative enough to think of a new solution for something. They had combos, the pretzel or the cracker with the cheese inside. We designed the machines that package these, like pick up the packages of them, they put them in boxes, they seal up the boxes, put those boxes in cartons, ship those cartons off to the stores. And the store takes out a box from the carton, they rip off the top, and they put it on the shelf. And then you buy the little packs out of the box, right? Well, they had a problem. The problem was that they wanted to check the efficiency of each one of the bagging machines. There were 4 or 5 different bagging machines that bagged these things. And they wanted to check the efficiency of each one. And they thought, how in the world could we do that? And I thought, well, you have a serial number on the box. You have a serial number on the box that the computer can read with the barcode, right? So you just figure out which barcode ranges go to each bagging machine. And then you look at the amount of rejections and stuff from the boxes that are bad and see which machine they're coming from. Okay, good idea. That works. We've done that before. That's not innovative. You know, it is just an application of something we do elsewhere in another part of the plant with other things. That works. We can do that. But here's the problem. The problem is that the barcode is on the bottom of the box, not the side. Not the side where a computer could read it. And the problem with that is these boxes are on a conveyor belt. So how are you going to read the barcode on the bottom of the box when it's on a conveyor belt? And it's going like 160 feet per minute. How are you going to read that barcode? Good question. So I thought about it and thought about it. See, it takes a conscious effort. It's not easy for most people. Sure, some people out there, they say, yeah, I'm great, I'm creative. I'm coming up with creative stuff all the time. It's not easy for everybody. You can do it too. You have to focus. You have to concentrate. You have to frequently make yourself think about solutions to those problems in your life. I don't care what that problem is. So I thought about this problem and I thought, you know what? The grocery store barcode scanners could probably do a really good job at that. You know, they point up. It looks like a lot of cashiers run stuff over them fast enough that it would be 160 feet per minute. So I thought, what's the brand of the barcode scanners in grocery stores? I went to a grocery store at 2 a.m. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. I went to a grocery store at 2 a.m. and I said, I want to take apart your scanner just so I can see the manufacturer's name on it. I promise I won't unattach anything. I just want to remove the counter piece and look in there with a flashlight. And they actually let me at 2 a.m. since there was nobody around. And I called the company. I called that company and I said, this is what I want. And they helped me design a new barcode scanner that would register at a little bit faster speed, would have the right outputs for me and the right inputs for me to interact with my computer system that I was using to look at the efficiency numbers. And then I created a little conveyor, like a 3-foot conveyor that had 2 chains, like bicycle chains. Bicycle chains that would run right on the edges of the box. So I created little metal funnels to funnel the box into this thing, and then bicycle chains that ran on either side, and the barcode scanner that they had custom made for me could project up in between those 2 bicycle chains. This is one reason they helped me design one. So it would read the barcode on that small of a space from so far away, and then it would go back onto a regular conveyor, and these bicycle chains kept running on their own motor at the same speed as the others, and then that's how I read all the barcodes. increased efficiency like crazy. They used it and applied it in all the M&M Mars plants where they do that. I got mentioned in an industrial trade magazine. It was a nice little invention. But it takes thought. It takes creative application of new solutions to existing problems. And you can do this too. I don't care what it is you do. I don't care what career you're in. You can do this. It takes practice. I don't care if you're trying to write a speech or a presentation. I don't care if you're trying to make your business more efficient. You have to be creative in application sometimes to be successful. If you're a restaurant owner, for instance, then put yourself in the position of everybody that you interact with, not just your customers. It's good to be thinking about your customers and be creative when you think about how your customers interact with a restaurant. Think about it. Okay, so if do some role playing, create a character. Say, okay, my name is Gerald, and I'm a 32-year-old customer, and I'm a vegetarian. If I come into your restaurant and I ask one of your waiters or waitresses, one of your waitstaff, I'm a vegetarian, what options do you have for me on your menu? If your waiter or waitress sighs, let me find out for you. You just lost a customer. Not only did you lose that customer, you lost everybody at that table. You might have lost people at the next table. You probably lost everybody that Gerald talks to about your restaurant. Even if they get their meal that night and the food was great, you probably still lost a customer or 2 or 3 or 10 because of that one communication interaction. So you've got to really put yourself into the position of all those customers and their needs. You know you're going to have people that are vegan. You know you're going to have gluten-free people. You know you're going to have, people with all kinds of issues that they come in and they want accommodation in your restaurant. And if you're smart and if you're going to be successful in business, you need to think about all those people. What about the people that want to call in? What is their experience like? Well, do it. Put yourself in that position. Be Gerald. Go outside. Go get in your car. Call in an order. Come pick it up. See what your interaction is like, or have your friend pick it up that your employee doesn't know, and see what their interaction is like. Get every detail. It's all about role-playing sometimes to find out what's wrong so that you can solve those problems in new ways. And that's how you can apply creativity to your life and to your career. You've got to consciously think about it frequently. It's not easy. You've got to really think about creativity sometimes. But then you can use that to your advantage. My point here is that anybody can do it. You can think creatively. It takes effort. It's not always easy. You have to make a conscious effort. You list out your problems. You think about existing solutions that you have, and you think about ways that you can solve that problem that you haven't considered before. You have to think about those to come up with those solutions, though. And that's one really good way to be creative. Another is to put yourself in the place of, in the shoes of those people that interact with you. And if you're a restaurant owner or something like that, not just your customers, but everybody. Those third-party vendors that come in and they put down new rugs at your entrance door and they take the old rugs away to clean them, or the people that come in and clean your uniforms, or the people that you buy your restaurant equipment from. What is your interaction and your communication like with them? Because you know what? They've got to eat too. They're potential customers, and everybody that they talk to is a potential customer as well. And this goes for any business, not just restaurants. I don't care if you're a warehouse worker or if you're a civil engineer. I don't care what it is you do. You interact with a lot of people. Business today does not operate in a vacuum. So it's all about consideration of others, figuring out the problems that you have, and then consciously thinking about the possible solutions to those problems. And that's how you get started in creative thinking. You think about those solutions, and you think about them every day, every waking minute of the day. You frequently remind yourself. If you have to set a reminder, every couple of hours throughout the day. Think about it. You know, the company 3M, their employees dedicate what, like 30% of their day or something like that to creative solutions, and that's how they got so popular and so famous and so successful. That's how they did it. You have to add creative thinking to your life to be able to use it. You've got to focus on it. And that, my friends, is how you stay in command. This is John with Communicate with Command. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. And make sure you check out my other videos about creative writing and other creative endeavors in your life. Have a great day.